I woke up to my phone vibrating like it knew something I didn't. Like it had gossip, like it had teeth, like it was grinning. Candlesticks climbing like they're late for a meeting with God. Every red day I survive now feels fake in hindsight. I used to flinch at the tickers like they were jump scares. Now they're confetti cannons duct taped to my self-esteem. I've been wrong with confidence right by accident. Pay rent with adrenaline and stubbornness. They said be careful, I said define careful. I said define gravity while you're at it. Every headline reads like a dare. Every doubt I had just quietly packed his bags. Yeah, finally shut up. Yeah, finally shut up. I remember counting losses like rosary beads, praying to charts like they could hear me breathe. Now the screen looks back like you good, and for once I actually am. It just keeps going up. It just keeps going up. Say what you want, say I'm out of my mind. It just keeps going up. It just keeps going up. It just keeps going up. I try to doubt it, I really did, but it just keeps going on. I've been stapling, hope to logic, calling it strategy. Learning patience from the least patient thing on earth. Every pullback felt personal, like a betrayal arc. Now my portfolio's doing victory laps around my anxiety. I used to refresh like I was checking a pulse. Now I refresh like I'm watching fireworks reload. Everybody's got a theory, everybody's got a crash date. Funny how they only show up when it's green. I don't feel lucky, I feel vindicated. Like every night I stayed up arguing with myself. Mattered, this isn't euphoria, it's relief with better posture. This is me standing up straight for once. Look at it move. It just keeps going up. It just keeps going up. Say what you want, say I'm out of my mind. It just keeps going up. It just keeps going up. It just keeps going up. I try to doubt it, I really did, but it just keeps going on. Maybe it crashes tomorrow, maybe it doesn't. Maybe I stop pretending I can outsmart momentum. I'm done arguing with numbers that don't feel fear. I'm done mistaking caution for intelligence. Let it run, let it be loud, let it make liars out of all of us. Let it run, yeah, let it run. It just keeps going up. It just keeps going up. Say what you want, say I'm out of my mind. It just keeps going up. It just keeps going up. It just keeps going up. I try to doubt it, I really did, but it just keeps going on.
Oh, brother, oh, brother, oh, brother. Good morning, and welcome back to another episode of the Matt Kohrs Show, where today is not only a beautiful day on God's green earth, it's an awesome Friday, and to make it that much more fun, it is also a Payday Friday. The fact that you guys are listening to this right now means you are here at the crack of dawn, right when we're getting rocking with the stream. First of all, a round of applause for the producer Chaos there, another banger of a song, but hopefully that got you amped up to get ready for another fun day of trading. Yes, it is OPEX, and on top of that, it is a Payday Friday. Pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video, and also pinned to my Twitter account. If for some reason you can't find what's going on in the description, you can find the giveaway. All you have to do is like, retweet, and follow. It's honestly that simple. We are giving away 10 prop accounts, 5 for futures, 5 for options, and $150 of cold hard cash to the fastest marble racer in all of the land. Over the past couple weeks, people have pointed out that the picker may be not doing what it should be doing. So I did figure out the proper settings on everything. So everyone who's been saying that, I appreciate the criticism. I'm always here to get to the next level, to do this show even better. And I do believe you guys are going to be more happy today. Obviously, I'll show you those settings. And to be completely honest with it, when I first found it, it was literally just the first Google search and I didn't think much of it, but you guys were pointing it out. So I think I fixed it. So we're going to get rocking again with that today. So it is pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. Like, retweet, follow. You will be entered in Payday Friday. 5 futures accounts, 5 options accounts, and $150 of cold hard cash are up for grabs. You decided just to pick for Rumble? No, technically it's not really specific to Rumble or YouTube. It's actually anyone if you just go to Twitter. So it had something to do with, I think people who had less than 100 followers were being excluded, I want to say is what the default settings were. But now in my profile, I updated what the default settings were. So people rightfully pointed out, once again, you guys were right. So I think prior to this, if you had less than 100 followers, I don't think you had a shot of getting picked, but now you do. So this one should actually be a pretty fun one. And why not celebrate kind of getting rocking with January? We're halfway through the month. It is OPEX options expiration are taking place today. What does that mean? Well, there's some of the quote unquote bigger contracts. When I say bigger, there's just more money behind it across the board. Indices, individual equities, ETFs, the whole gambit expiring today. That's not necessarily bullish or bearish. It just means a lot of people with a lot of money need to make a lot of decisions. So we're expecting some excitement. I believe, and I'm going to prove this to you kind of mathematically, that relative to other OPEX days, that this one might be a little bit less exciting, because I was looking at the differential between what is the gamma structure today, which is obviously influenced by all of the open interest, versus what we see Tuesday. Just so you know, the market is closed on Monday just for MLK Day, so that's why I'm referring to Tuesday. There's not much of a change. So yeah, we're losing some positive gamma, but not much, which is really telling me that people might be betting on some bigger moves, but it really doesn't feel like they're waiting for today. Honestly, as I'm going to show you, it feels like they're kind of waiting for the FOMC meeting. So I'll be showing that to you. So I'm still expecting movement. Hopefully it's a better trading day and better price action than we saw yesterday or in all reality this week. But there's been some wild OPEX days, and I'm not really expecting one of those. So I'm going to be breaking all of that down. I'll be calling out some of the major macroeconomic events you should be paying attention to, or really the lack of. Don't forget, we're in earnings season. But in all reality, kind of all is quiet on the Western front right now. Yes, we have OPEX to pay attention to, but it feels like we're kind of sailing somewhat smoothly into the extended weekend, which is awesome because that means we're going to have a lot of extra time this morning to kind of do like an AMA, that type of a thing. So whether you have questions about whatever's going on in options, my trading career, futures, crypto, this, that, or the other thing, I really do think we're going to have some extra time today. But really, to put a bow on my intro today, I just want to point out I put on my luckiest of all shirts. I had a really rough trading day yesterday. If you saw late last night, I almost forgot to post how I did on the day. Yes, I did end in the green, but it was a lot more luck than it was skill. A lot more luck than it was skill. All of my individual big Apex accounts at one point in the day were down $8.3 thousand each, so just over 8,000. By the end of the day, I got them back over 2, so that was a 10K swing around, but it was brutal. It was mentally exhausting. It was a rough day. And then, of course, when it finally concluded, I had to film an update video. Shout out to all of you who watched it. And my Streamlabs broke. I had to film that 3 separate times. And then after that, I tried to do the Apple, iPhone, Mac, iOS update, and somehow I messed up my volume on my PC and on my phone, so I had to somehow uninstall the update and reinstall it on both of them. Dude, it was an exhausting day. So not only am I excited for today, because it's always fun to do Payday Fridays, and generally I do enjoy the price action of trading on a Friday, but more than that is we're going into the extended weekend. So I'm very much looking forward to the break. And not that any of you asked, but your boy's very busy trying to find another apartment to live in, which is oddly stressful in the New York City area right now, because as big as it is, there's really not that many good options. Something about the liquidity in the market right now. So I'm about to spend 3 days straight touring places and figuring out where in the world I should live. And I know many of you are saying, Matt, why don't you just live in a mansion with a pool in Tennessee, in Florida, in Texas? And I agree with you. I love those no income states, no income tax states. I love how much property you can get. It sounds awesome. I love the weather. I fully agree with you. But my issue is that I have to convince my wife. So it's not that it's a me problem. You guys should work on convincing my wife for me. And then just maybe, I could live in a mansion with my own weight room and my own pool and my own hot tub and my own patio and probably pay half the cost. Yeah, I know it seems really logical. And actually just saying it out loud makes me angry that I'm not doing it. But here we are. So anyway, okay. Happy Payday Friday. Let's get rocking. Stock futures rise as Wall Street tries to end the week on a strong note. So here we are right now. Yesterday, we did gap up. We almost got a new all-time high. We hit 80. The all-time high is 86. And then in the second half of the day, really past 1 p.m.-ish, we sold off and got the downside gap fill. Early this morning, things are looking decent. Let me zoom in just so you can see where we're at. We're currently at 55. We ended up closing at 44. So we're a little bit above where we closed yesterday. But once again, we are within spitting distance of an all-time high and also that key technical, psychological, and gamma level of 7,000. The Nasdaq looks very, very similar. Yesterday, we gapped up, held pretty strong. We still haven't gotten this upside gap fill that I want to point out. It's been there ever since November. I'm very much watching that. But anyway, going the way of the S&P 500 in the afternoon, sold off, got the downside gap fill. This morning, it is up a little bit. SPY's up, Qs are up. Silver's actually kind of taken a rare hit. Bitcoin is pretty much going flat. And looking at the small cap sector, which did hit a new all-time high yesterday, right there, RTY, looking pretty decent this morning, but this thing is ripping. Small cap sector, aka the Russell 2000, silver and gold are just on a runaway train, folks. It's actually really, really impressive what's going on here. IWM, which is the ETF, year to date, right here, year to date is already up 7% on the small cap sector. And then check this out. This is some of the most fascinating stuff. The year to date, why is it not showing it? Year to date is up 6.2% on gold. And then if you look at silver, the year to date is up almost 24%. And that's after this small hit this morning. Folks, we are only 16 calendar days into the year, and the Russell, gold, and silver are all absolutely crushing it. I have small positions in all of them via my AI managed account. It did capture this just because I have a particular investment portfolio that basically it's an attempt to battle higher levels of inflation. And when you're battling higher levels of inflation, commodities are popular. So I've actually been in gold and silver for a while, but it's not clearly based on these gains. It's not as big as I wish it was. So I'm getting a piece of the pie. I can't cry. There's no crying in the casino on this one. But I obviously, in hindsight, wish I had a lot more. I wish I had quite a bit more. And then obviously I do actively have positions on in the Russell. I think right now I just got into some put credit spreads that the Goonie Trading Discord knows about. So I'm getting a little piece of the action, but definitely not as much as I want. And I know some of you in chat are absolutely crushing it, whether it's the precious metals or in the Russell. And honestly, a huge congrats to you. What a good way to get rocking on the year. Very quickly, let's just take a step back from the economy and the market. Let's just talk some of the biggest news going on. And in reality, there's not much. I just thought this was pretty wild, so I wanted to share it with you. Trump accepts Nobel medal from Venezuelan opposition leader Machado, I believe her name is Maria. Yeah, Maria. So she won the Nobel Peace Prize basically for her civil rights efforts in Venezuela. This happened about a half year ago. And she recently showed up to the White House and actually gave the medal to the president. And if you ask me, this is one of the highest EQ game theory plays she could have ever done. And just to be clear, this wasn't new. She kind of called it out a while ago that she was going to do this, but especially given the recent Maduro news in Venezuela and kind of the vacuum of power and who's leading it, who's not leading it, dude, this is a smart move. I think if you just kind of give it a couple beats before you know it, I think she will be the sitting president of Venezuela, especially with Trump's support. And then on top of that, the people of Venezuela, and once again, I'm not a person of Venezuela, as you might be able to tell from my Mayo-esque translucent skin, but it does seem as if the people of Venezuela actually really, really like her. So it's kind of the 1-2 power move of she has the support of the guy running the free world who kind of got Maduro out of there, and she has the support of the people. And to kind of seal the deal, she's doing, I guess, what I would consider like shrewd moves to kind of stroke Trump's ego. So kind of wild. Obviously, not everyone's so stoked about it. Norway stunned after Machado gifts Nobel Peace Prize medal to Trump. Like I said, I think this is a crazy high game theory move, and I think she's going to get everything she wants by just giving up a medal. But just giving up a medal. So, like I said, very shrewd in my humble opinion. Kind of interested in seeing how this plays out. All right, switching gears back to the market. There's nothing scheduled today. Friday, January the 16th, it is missing from the schedule because nothing is really scheduled. Yeah, we might have some lighter information, as in not the most impactful at 10 a.m., but the most important thing of the day is the fact that it is OPEX, which right here is why you see the gamma structure change right at market open. I recently found out that some people don't know this, but on OPEX days, some of the biggest contracts are expiring at market open, not at market close, which once again is why we see such a structural change right at market open. This is obviously the gamma map. So I do want to let you know today's OPEX, and yes, there are things expiring at 9:30 this morning, and then there's even more expiring at 4 p.m. So that's why, especially out of the gate, we can see a little bit of volatility. So that's the main thing of the day. But remember, with this OPEX and these decision-making periods, this time around, it's a little bit strange. Why did that not close? Because Monday, the market is closed. For 2026, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, Monday, January 19th, the market is closed. So whatever you're doing, just get prepped up for a longer weekend. If you're playing something and you think it's expiring Monday, well, that's impossible because the market's not open. So we're in this interesting situation where we have OPEX heading into a longer weekend, and then we have like a little bit of a break, like kind of a weird short in trading week. And then from there, we head into FOMC. So if I had to really guess here, and I'm going to prove it to you by showing you the gamma structure, yeah, there might be a little bit of intraday whipsaw, but overall, I'm really expecting the daily chart to have a slow grind up to 7,000. I think that's going to be the mark where we kind of just chill and we just wait to see what happens with FOMC and obviously the market's reaction afterwards. But once again, this is your public service announcement. Put it in your FYI file. The market is closed on Monday, January the 19th. Don't forget, we're also in earnings season. This week, we heard from a lot of banks, and they did not do well. Some of them did all right, more of the heavy trading ones. Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley had some more interesting things to say, but Wells Fargo, Citi, Bank of America, JP Morgan Chase, the ones that are maybe considered a little bit more in the realm of traditional banking, they didn't do so hot. Really, the star of the week was TSMC. This is kind of the first report of the earnings season that gives us a barometer read for the world of the AI trade, semiconductors. Their profits grew 35% year over year. And on top of that, they kind of doubled down on their $250 billion investment in the U.S. to expand our manufacturing, specifically in the state of Arizona. And with this, that deal alone kind of got a specialty overall tariff deal with the entire nation of Taiwan. I believe the reciprocal tariff got lowered to 15%. And then there's other things such as certain pharmaceuticals, ingredients, and one other thing that escapes me right now that I think actually has no reciprocal tariffs or even lower than 15%. So literally the one deal from the major company from Taiwan got an entire renegotiation on tariffs with the US and Taiwan. So the market liking that, the fact that TSMC is playing ball with Trump obviously liking it. And then on top of that, just really good numbers. So that's what's boding well for companies such as ASML, the machine manufacturer, and then also the designers, NVIDIA, AMD, Avago, the list goes on and on. So at this moment in time, I know there's a lot of rhetoric of, is the AI trade, is it a bubble, is it not a bubble? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But for right now, based on the current set of data we have, if it is a bubble, it's still growing. And if it's not a bubble, we just have legitimate businesses with very high revenue that are continuing to get higher and higher and higher. So right now, the market finally getting a breather in the world of semiconductors. If you haven't already, sign up for the newsletter. It is 100% free. It comes to your email inbox every single Sunday. I break down what's going on in the market, cheat sheet for earnings, obviously for next week's. I'll put them all in here. Same thing with all the major macroeconomic events. Nothing's really scheduled today, but probably the most useful, especially for my day traders, my scalp traders in here, is the seasonality of each individual day. Let's fast forward to today, Friday, January the 16th. Today's an interesting one because over the past 28 years worth of information, this is what your equity curve would look like if you bought it open, sold at close on the S&P 500 futures market. So for a period there was actually about a 12-year period where this day was up, and away. Then there was about a 3-year period where it got clocked, and then recently it's starting to recover. So over the past 28 years, the bulls have won this day 64% of the time, so you could argue they have a 14% edge. But there was, like I said, a little period here where it kind of undid quite a few of the gains. So I was probably some bad OPEXs or something like that. I'm just kind of guessing at that point. But anyway, I would argue that the bias is leaning bullish. Without this data here, I would say it's extremely bullish. So it's just, we obviously have to consider that because that's real information. So I just want to put that out to everyone that I would say seasonally today is leaning bullish, but really what's going to have the biggest impact on today is the actual positioning and really the overall reactioning to OPEX. So once again, the show's really going to get rocking at 9:30. Not only is that market open, but that's the expiration of some positions. I'm seeing a little bit of negative gamma grow above, which does kind of give an exciting concept of, oh, can we pop to 7,000 kind of right out of the gate? I'm liking, because remember, negative gamma, not bullish or bearish, it's slippery price action. As in when you get trending in the red zones, look for that trend to persist, whether to the upside or to the downside. This time around, we're coming from the south, we're attacking from the south. So that would mean kind of that nice push up to the key technical, psychological, and gamma level of 7,000. And then below that, it kind of starts as long as it can hold above 60. We have some positive gamma there. And then if it does break down, there's some negative gamma below 69.20, 69.30, and then that could slip actually close to 68.60. So yeah, we have potential today, of course. And looking at this, on the screen right now. So these are all the individual strikes, and these are the gamma levels. Above is positive, below is negative. Remember, positive is sticky price action, below is slippery price action. As of this moment, we are at 69. What is that? 59, 6959. So let me zoom in just to show you kind of where we're at. We are knocking on the door right here. We're at 59. So we're now on the top side, the right side, the east side, whatever the fuck you want to call it. We are above this. So that is going to most likely serve as support. Will that support hold or not? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. If it doesn't hold, you're looking at 30. If that doesn't hold, you're looking at 6,900. But if this does hold, as I've been kind of preaching in all the update videos, from there, yeah, you have some choppiness, but it's pretty much the road up to 7,000. Think of a ball on top of a mountain, and all of a sudden you have all that potential energy, and as the ball gets rolling, it turns into kinetic energy. Oops, I did not mean to do that. It turns into the kinetic energy as it's rolling down the hill, i.e. kind of chopping through that negative gamma area, and that leads us potentially into this zone right here. The gully is right around 7,000. Of course, if it gets a little over exuberant, you might see 7,010, 7,020. That's totally possible. And if something wild were to happen, of course, it could really get going. But the chance of that, I would not be betting on it today, like whatsoever. I would say, okay, if we could hold 50, I'm basically looking for 7,000 or just under 7,000. I would say that's the best way to look at it. So the kind of teal purple line, that's all expirations put together. The pink line is just for today. That is just today's expiration. But what I find interesting about this, let's get rid of this, and then let's do minus monthly expiration. If you minus them, hang on. I want to zoom out just so you could see it. So you're taking away the monthly expiration. I guess at this point in time, we might be a little bit too close because it did look considerably different this morning. We might be a little bit too close to 9:30. Hang on. Okay, right here. See how these lines really aren't that different? It's telling me that we're not going to be losing too much positive gamma. So yeah, between, I guess, today and Tuesday, we're losing some, but I'm just not seeing much. And that just tells me that sometimes with OPEXs, like when you take away that days, when it disappears, all of a sudden you're in a negative gamma environment. I could show you here. Yeah, there's a little negative gamma, but this negative gamma is most likely actually going to benefit the bull camp today. We're just not losing that much, which is, I guess, just another piece of data that I'm considering on the day that tells me, yeah, we're probably going to be holding this pattern of just slow and sure grind up to 7,000. That's how I see it. Of course, all of this stuff is dynamic. The structure, like everything, the structure, the map, these levels, it's all based on whatever the current trades are and the current positioning. So it can inherently change at any moment in time. But as of pretty much market open today, I would say that the bulls are in control when you consider the overall structure, momentum, and options flow. And I'm really, if there is a push today, I think it's going to be a push to the upside. Obviously, that is my bias, but I will happily switch my bias if this momentum shifts. I'm looking for the 5-minute, 10-minute, and 30-minute to get back above their clouds like they're doing right now. I want them to confidently hold this breakout. And then from there, that would basically be the perfect long signal for me to see if I could ride this up on SPX to the realm of like 90 or maybe 7,000. That's kind of how I'm seeing the day. I like that the NASDAQ is also turning around in the overnight session, and well, really more so because of kind of some of the stuff that happened yesterday. It got beat up. But as of 9 a.m. this morning, we are in recovery mode, and I'm looking for the bulls to continue to push to the upside. But obviously, just because I'm bullish, or maybe just because you're bullish, that doesn't mean arbitrarily be bullish, because we know, especially based on the recent volatility, especially intraday, that some of these swings are pretty big. So even with high confidence in your bias on the day, that doesn't mean you just arbitrarily take the trade. It means you still like look for the low risk ways to get into that trade. Sup, nerd? What are your thoughts on AUR as a long-term investment? Thank you for your attention on this matter. I have no thoughts on it because I have no idea what AUR is. So if we're talking about it as a long-term investment, I would have to have some sort of in-depth knowledge of its fundamentals, and I've never heard of AUR. When it comes to the world of long-term investing, it's really not that difficult. Just pick high-quality blue-chip stocks. AUR, I don't think, is defined as a blue-chip stock because, once again, I've never heard of it. Maybe I'm wrong on that one. But long-term investing, it's actually quite easy. Pick high-quality blue-chip stocks, put money into it, buy it on dips, dollar cost average, and move on with your life. Like, we don't have to overcomplicate it. I guess since you're asking, what is AUR? Aurora Innovation? It's a penny stock. No, horrible. Why? You're asking me if this is a long-term investment? Are you trying to rage bait me? You're asking, am I getting this right? Is this the one you're asking about? You're asking me if this right here is a long-term investment. I have a feeling I'm getting rage baited because you intentionally know that it's dog shit. I have a feeling. I have a feeling that I'm being rage baited on that one, because I don't think anyone who knows anything about the market is like actually considering that to be a long-term investment. But maybe, I mean, and if you are legitimately asking that, I would highly recommend you learn a little bit more about markets. You know, time to study up a little bit more. Time to study up a little bit more. Is AMC a long-term investment? Probably the best one that I could think of. Probably the best one. All right. Do we have any interesting movement this morning? Apple, no. AMD, a little. Amazon, a little. Google, a little. NVIDIA, Palantir, Meta, Microsoft, Tesla. Do we have TSM? It did report yesterday. It had good numbers. It looks like it's strong again this morning. What else is moving? What are you guys seeing on your watch list that has some sort of interesting movement? Avago taking a little bit of a hit. ASML, Walmart taking a breather. Rum is at 6. Netflix, DJT, SoFi. Folks, am I missing anything? Does the stock market know that it's not that it is trading today? Because it's kind of behaving like it's not. I'm not seeing anything of crazy interest right now. Oh, good old Texas Roadhouse. Hell yeah, brother. This is why you invest in America. Right there. This is why you invest in America, folks. Once you bring up this ticker, once you slap this data onto your chart, is there a point in looking at anything else? Texas Roadhouse, nice 17% pop, only green. It's probably illegal for it to have a red day. It's illegal for it to have a red. I love it. I absolutely love it. Look at that beaut clock. Like, I honestly don't even know if we should bring up any other charts today. Seriously. Like, why are we? Let's just watch this baby all day. Like, there's no point in watching anything else. So this is it, dude. Texas Roadhouse, without a doubt, second to none, my favorite stock in existence. It's just, I tweeted it out not long ago. Where even was that? Where was it? Where was it? Where was it? Where was it? Hang on. Right here. On January 6th, if you're not buying Texas Roadhouse right now, enjoy being poor. That was below 180. We're now at 194. That was all the way back here. Folks, you're welcome. You're welcome. Look at that beaut. Look at that beaut, Clark. I guess we're getting a little bit of a premature overnight session high. All right. Well, we have a couple minutes left, and obviously I'm not going to be trading right at market open, but I am excited about everything we have going on today. If you're just joining in right now, yes, the market's about to go. Yes, we're about to get rocking with Payday Friday, OPEX, all of that. So a reminder, enter for Payday Friday. Pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. It is free for everyone to enter. All you have to do is like, retweet, and follow. We're giving away 5 futures accounts, 5 options accounts, and $150 of cold hard cash to the fastest marbles racer in the land. It'll be going down around 10:30ish, depending on what's happening in the market today. So once again, it's free for everyone. Pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video, or you could go to my Twitter. It's the pinned one. But all you have to do is like, retweet, and follow, and you will be in the giveaway. We're giving away 5 funded futures accounts. Right now, they're running a pretty sick deal. 50% off, buy one, get one, no activation fee. And on Vanquish, you're going to get 25% off and 1 free reset. Code Goonie will work on both. FFN is obviously for futures and Vanquish is for options. So depending on what kind of trader you are, have at it. All right, let me bring this up. Let's get ready for the day. And let's get in here. Cool. And then maybe Bitcoin. Bitcoin's getting a little bit of a pop as we're heading into this. We could check out at some point today, obviously, gold and silver and see what's going on there. Those have been obviously very, very interesting lately. Happy to bring those up for those of you who are degenerately in them. I obviously wish you the best of luck. And as we get going, here are the key levels on the day. I always mark out the previous high, low, and close, the green, the red, and the white. The white box is the transition zone, and then the yellow lines are all the key levels where we see the big money positioned. So feel free to write these down. Feel free to screenshot them, but these are the levels I'm using today. Obviously, bullish above, bearish below, and choppy within. Dingity ding, ding, ding. The world's largest casino is now open. Best of luck to all. Play responsibly, and if not, have fun. Enjoy your Payday Friday. All right, we are rocking, folks. Rocking. Let's get a little bit of music to jam out to on this beautiful Friday. Don't playlist. Here we are. This is hype. Do we need a little bit of hype? Why not? A little bit of hype. A little bit of hype. A little bit of pump. Dude, I'm feeling good about today. I really am. Maybe I'm completely wrong on this one. All right. I'm getting the flow up for you guys. Mag 7 out of the gate popping. Spy, a little bit of a pop. Calm, cool, collected. I'm not trying to rush anything here. I want to see if my predicted bullish trend actually holds, and if it does, I'll be looking to get in on a dip. Nothing too crazy. All right, I'm just opening this up. We do have Bookmap, right? Okay, here's Bookmap. If you're trading this out of the gate, there are sellers at 29,000 flat. NYSE is currently flat. Good. We don't need this for right now. A little bit of selling there. Mag 7 is still looking strong. SPY is looking strong. The Delta Flow, granted, we're only 1 minute into the day. All right. IWM seemingly going for another new all-time high. I'll throw up silver, which was getting cracked in pre-market trading, but now it's showing a little bit of strength. Gold's down a little bit. Oil's up to 60. Core Weave is the biggest gainer I see. ASML's up 2%. That thing's cooking. I got into that around 750. Palantir's having a good day. I know there's quite a few Palantir fans in chat, and Nvidia's having a decent day too. Meta, not so much, but Palantir is actually having a really good day. How many of you are in Palantir? It's been a monster. Are you trading on the 1 minute map? It depends. I actually don't trade on a time frame. I try to look at multiple time frames together, which is why I'm always looking at the 5 minute, the 10 minute, the 30 minute, the 4 hour, the 5 minute, the 10 minute, the 30 minute, the 4 hour. So I look at all 4 on NQ, I look at all 4 on ES, and then I try to pinpoint my entries with something like the 1 minute chart. This concept of do you trade on this time frame, I just don't agree with it, because all the best traders are using multiple time frames. They're not using a singular time frame. And I know that's like a popular discussion within trading of like, okay, like what time frame do you use? And I just like literally from the start, it never made sense to me. And I don't know why people are still falling for that concept of just like, hey, yeah, this is the time. Like, why? Like, why is one time frame the best time frame? It just does not make sense to me. All right. Anyway, where are we on this one? 1 minute. Let's get a little bit of this going just so you guys can see it a bit better. Okay. We're just kind of flat at open here, holding 60. You have resistance at 75 to 80. That is a key gamma level in yesterday's high. And then you have support pretty close by between 50 and 40. So big area of support, big area of, well, first area of resistance, first area of support. Right now we're pretty much in the middle. Which way will it break? I don't know. The SPY was looking strong for the first 3 minutes, just took a hit. The Mag 7 was looking strong, took a hit, but it's already oh, Mag 7's now actually picking up in real time. NASDAQ did take a hit also for the first 3 minutes, but now it's starting to bounce up. So remember, at this point, I find this data to be invaluable, but there's just not much data when we're this early into the day, especially on an OPEX session where we know like in real time, we went from this, like I could zoom in just so you guys could see it right here. A lot of options just expired. And now we're kind of pushing, oh, okay, are we going up into negative gamma? Because if we do, this stuff can get slippery. You could watch 75, and then from there, we're pretty much talking about like 95, potentially 7,000. So watching this as closely as I can. Mag 7 is looking good. SPY is a little flat right there. I mean, it's not necessarily my favorite play, but you could take the breakout at 65 and risk 61. That's not the most insane thing, especially if options flow is looking strong. It's a little early in the day for me, but maybe you're a person who likes to trade early in the session. Like I said, this double top right here between 32 and 34, that could be your entry, and your risk could be the recent swing low. How's momentum? Momentum is technically bullish. See, the part of it that I'm not like the biggest fan of is the 10 minute is kind of indecisive. So you'd be kind of front running it saying, yeah, I do believe actually we're going to turn from bearish to bullish. That's fair. 30 minute trying to save itself. Like, it's not the craziest trade I've ever heard of. It's a little bit more in line, in sync on the NASDAQ side, which 5 minute, 10 minute, 30 minute clearly are bullish. But I don't dislike it. If you're taking that trade, 65, I could take it on Vanquish. 10. All right, we'll throw one in. All right, I got to fill at 870, 970, 1030. Close with 10, 1030. All right. I'm trying to get $1.50 on all 10 contracts, so the gain should be 1.5K. You can see in the top of the screen, I know the text is a little small. This is unrealized P&L, so it's currently a live position. So just doing a little bit of fun on Vanquish and, you know, just whatever, doing this trade that we just talked about right here. This little breakout, keeping the risk pretty small, and if it does pop, it does pop. So I'll watch that over here and let you guys know how that goes. We'll see, but just keeping minimal risk. I mean, I don't know if it's going to pop here or not. No one knows in the world if it's about to pop or not. It's just more of, I like the potential upside all the way to here with minimal downside, but we can keep it pretty simple by just using this as the risk. Oh, IWM is getting clocked right here, and the Qs ran into an issue. Where did they run into an issue? Okay, so excuse me, the Nasdaq as a whole ran into an issue at 880. It didn't. I thought it was going to be touching 900. I see a decent amount of sellers all the way up here, but I guess that did not happen thus far. A little bit of a double bottom action. And we're kind of just going flat. I like this bar here. I did at 936, but this is also part of my issue with not really being the biggest fan of trading right out of the gate, just because, especially on OPEX days, because generally you just see like random jockeying for position. I just don't think there's much of an advantage of seeing like a couple bars and saying, all right, this is going to be a bullish break. All right, this is going to be a bearish break. If you take it, yeah, you can still be profitable. I'm not saying you're not going to be profitable. I'm saying what you need to do is just keep your risk in control. If it goes a bit in your favor, move it to break even, and maybe you did catch a trend. I mean, I know there's people who popularly trade the 30-second Orbo, and it's kind of like a high octane strategy. But to explain what it is literally they wait for the first 30 seconds of the day from 9:30 to 9:30. They wait for that to play out, and then as soon as it breaks above or below, they take that directional trade. If it goes a couple points in their favor, they move their stop to break even, and then they just see if they can get an early morning trend. And a lot of the times it doesn't work, but for the times that it does work, I mean, we've all seen the morning trends where sometimes it just quickly pops on NQ 50, 75, 100 points. So like, it's not one that it's hitting every day, but on the days it does hit, it's so asymmetric in your favor that it can be net profitable. Just to be clear, I've never traded that strategy, but that is a legitimate strategy. The 30-second Orbo, it just has to do with really risk management, but that's pretty much any trading strategy. I deeply believe with proper risk management and proper sizing, you could turn any strategy into a profitable strategy. In fact, I deeply believe that sizing and management of that sizing is actually far more important than the strategy itself of when you get in and when you get out. But we're just kind of grinding sideways right now, waiting for the OPEX to kind of sell a little bit. Basically, we're seeing if we can actually get into this negative gamma. We're seeing if we can actually get into this negative gamma, which time will tell. Here, let me bring this up. Patience, kind of watching the intraday high and low, but I would say minute 1 or 2, we had a little bit more whip, and ever since 3, we have just not been trending. The MAG 7 options flow, once again, the just delta movement for the combination of Apple, Amazon, Google, Meta, Microsoft, Nvidia, and Tesla is suggesting a breakout. Obviously, price isn't following suit quite yet, but it is showing some strength. I am seeing some put selling. I am seeing some call buying. So it's the twofer. We are adding positive delta. We are removing negative delta. So that is a stronger sign for the bulls than it is for the bears. And then if we look at the S&P 500, this is where we're seeing a little bit of weakness, but it's not even really weakness. It's chop. We popped, we dropped, we popped, we dropped. Oh, literally as I'm talking in real time, someone just bought some 0 DTE puts. All right, so we cut that. All right, so I'm going to cut my position. Well, I should have had the alert there. Okay, yeah, I cut it. I cut it. It did. I was just making sure my stop actually hit. It actually did hit earlier on the. I didn't realize that this wicked through. I don't think it did on the SPY. Yeah, I looked on the SPY, so I thought it didn't, but on SPX it did, and that was mine. So it did actually cut it here at 938. All right, next level of support is pretty much at 50, and then obviously you have quite a bit of support also at 40. That doesn't mean we have to hit these levels. We do see the delta getting hit, so we're in one of these weird situations where there's a mismatch between the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq is showing strength, the S&P 500 is not. So patience. I find that some of my worst trades of like all time is when there is a mismatch and I'm just betting on which one is the quote unquote right one. So hopefully I don't do that today. And why did I accidentally how did I accidentally kill the music? My playlists, hang on. I accidentally killed it. I didn't mean to do that. My apologies. Oh, okay. Do we want to listen to rock? Rock. The rock ones are always fun. What's shown? Too long in the trade. I got F'd. All right. We're on the rock playlist on Tendies and Tunes. Just for a little background, something here or there. If you're just joining in right now, I made one trade on Vanquish on options. I tried to play that breakout. It got wicked out. Actually, I played it here at 34. It got wicked out at 38. So reasonable loss. But in terms of my futures, if that's what you're here for, I haven't done anything yet today. Let me actually make sure my trade copier is set up properly today. I don't need any more of those issues. All right. Okay. We're actually at VWAP right now. Anyone here for a VWAP bounce today? We've been seeing a lot of these where there's market strength. It comes down and touches VWAP, and then we get a bit of a bounce. Is that what we're doing? A little bit of a VWAP check. VWAP appears to be 30, 31. We just got as low as 33. Here's the VWAP test. All right, we're at VWAP right now. What's everyone's best guess? I don't know if I'm going to be taking this trade, but I'm curious what your best guess is. Are we getting the VWAP bounce or nah? Anyone playing the VWAP bounce? We're at it right here. Anyone doing this one? A little bit of action. We're at a key level. I know the VWAP trade is very popular. If you're playing it today, as always, please respect your risk. Where would be the best place in order to learn your options trading strategy? Probably the Goonie Discord. But to be clear, most of my options trading strategy recently has just been selling premium. So I guess it's slightly different if you're doing longer term swings versus 0 DTE, but I will never be convinced that swing trade, or excuse me, going long calls or long puts on a 0 DTE basis is net profitable. I've never met a single retail trader in my life who is net profitable in excess of 2 years who is going long 0 DTE premium. It's completely different to be selling 0 DTE premium. I know many people who are net profitable doing that, but from a 0 DTE time frame, those people just don't exist. And I know right now in chat, I'm going to look over and you'll be like, but this guy just made money. This guy just made money. You're not listening to me. I said net profitable over the time frame of 1 to 2 years. Yes, at any given point in time, someone can make money in a short period. That is possible. I'm not, I suppose, disagreeing with that whatsoever. I'm saying, can they do it consistently? I just don't agree. That person, and the way that I know that I'm right on this one are there's various like kind of anti-guru furu accounts who have reached out to all these guys, and they just say, if you can prove to me, show me your broker statements that over 1 year you are net profitable, I will donate $100,000 to charity. I'll pay you $50,000. And none of them ever do it. None of them ever do it. Free money for themselves, free money for charity. All they have to do is back up their claims that they are net profitable, and not a single one has done it. So for as much as you might want to defend a person that you've seen pictures here and there, and they're like, no, they're always slinging 0 DTE calls, 0 DTE puts, I swear they're net profitable. Like, I swear it. It literally just doesn't pass the logic test here, folks. It just doesn't. And I know that there's going to be confusion on what I'm saying. I'm talking about going long 0 DT calls or long 0 DT puts. I'm not talking about selling premium. In fact, I think selling premium, which is what I've been doing a lot of lately, is probably the best way to engage in short-term active trading on the options market. And I might even think it's the best way to engage in swing trading in the options market, because just time is always on your side. IV crush is on your side. Delta decay is on your side. Of course, theta decay, that's time decay. That's on your side. It's just selling options, even though it doesn't look so sexy, because you're never going to get that 800% return or something like that. In the long term, it's the way to go. So it's kind of like, you have to ask yourself, for you and your trading, do you want those dopamine hits where you have the like one big return and something in a screenshot and brag about? Or do you want to be net profitable in the long term? That I honestly think it could be like split up between those two things that simply. Yeah, I know one, SPX 0DT. He has been doing it for 2 years. I doubt it. Highly doubt it. But it requires a lot of capital? No, not necessarily. Whether you're going, of course, in general, life is easier if you're above 25,000 because you don't have to worry about pattern day trading. But there are people who buy or sell premium with not 25,000. Like I said, your life is far easier if you have more, because then you don't have to worry about breaking pattern day trading or something like that. But yeah, is that coffee? Of course it is. It's always a little iced coffee. Dude, I screwed up. I need $5.92 to pass an eval. What would be the best way to do it? I would set up an ATM strategy, an at the market strategy, and wait for a technical breakout or breakdown and go for 1 point, which is the $20. That is exactly what I would do. I would trade with trend. I would wait for a technical breakout or breakdown that's in phase with trend, and I'd go for 1 point. We don't need to overcomplicate it. Speaking of that, the 5-minute is questionable. It was just bullish. It's now bearish. The 10-minute, same thing. It was bullish, now bearish. And the 30-minute is also indecisive. So for right now, same thing on NQ. Was bullish, now bearish. Was bullish, now bearish. This is still bullish. This is still bullish. That's still bullish. The fact that I see how indecisive this is right now, I have no point in trading. It tried to push bullish. It's getting knocked bearish. We know that we're coming up on incredibly important support, so it could easily bounce off of that and rip and really get caught up in this. Oh, look at this negative gamma now. Okay, so we're starting to see more negative gamma, which is why things are getting a little bit more whippy. Early this morning, we did have this support at 55, but you could see this positive gamma is quickly disappearing. So that's why the map is looking a bit more red. Remember, red just means expect more whippiness. It's slippery price action. So we are seeing a structural update that is suggesting more of kind of these, I don't know, medium target directional plays, if you will. So let's just wait till things coalesce in one direction or the other. I have no reason to rush this. Why do I have this on my chart? What is that? I don't know what that was. Why was that on my chart? Oh, it was the drawing from before. So for right now, I suppose if you're looking for a technical breakout, you can watch this downsloping trend line right here. Visibility. Right here, we had the high at 936, the next high at 947. Obviously, we're coming up on the 1 minute 50 EMA. You can look at this. Obviously, your risk if you were taking this breakout trade would be the recent swing low. And if you ask me, it would be improved as a trade if delta's in your favor. The Mag 7 clearly is in the favor of the bulls. Look at this. It's just the delta's going up and up and up. There's a lot of call buying. people were selling puts, they're going flat now. Both of those are bullish. So the Mag 7, obviously the tech heavy sub ETF, it is favoring the bulls. I know price action is telling us the opposite, but that's probably because the SPY is getting beat up, which it currently is. There was just a flow alert here at 9:44, then a recovery. Someone bought a chunk of 0 DTE calls. So we might be bottoming here. Like I said, I would want to see improvement in the flow. I'd want to see more positive delta, and I'd want to see this trend line breakout. And whether right or wrong, I would be keeping my risk really tight. At extreme, it would be 54. If you ask me, when we're getting this close to 50, I don't really have the stats to back this up, but I guess just trader intuition, I'd feel more comfortable if we actually touched 50 and then bounced off of it, just because it's that important of a psychological level. But like I said, I don't have any fancy stats to like say, hey, like there's more of a chance of us hitting 50 when you hit 54, so wait for that. So I from an intuition standpoint, I would definitely just be waiting. How is this rock? How in the world does this possibly rock? Okay, there's some alpha decay with Piper, and Piper, and Piper, and a little bit more Piper. What is this one? Okay, we got the song for marbles. Okay, please don't forget, it is Payday Friday. All you have to do is like, retweet, and follow, pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video, or you could go to my Twitter account, like, retweet, and follow. $150 cold hard cash, 5 futures accounts, 5 options accounts. Both FFN and Vanquish are running great deals if you use the code Goonie. This one's for options, this one's for futures. So whichever you enjoy trading, check it out, code Goonie. But obviously, we're giving away some of those accounts, and we're giving away $150 of cold hard cash to celebrate Payday Friday. I'm planning on doing it around 10:30. It somewhat depends on what the market's doing. We're getting this slow bleed off as we're just getting closer and closer to support here. We are below VWAP, so I guess the VWAP trade as of now, it worked for a second. Hopefully you set your stop to break even or used 13 as your risk, because we are obviously cracking that now. Yeah, clear downtrend at this moment. The white dashed line is the VWAP, the volume weighted average price, and then the red, white, and teal line are just EMAs. I think it's like the 10, the 20, the 50 or something like that. Can we check IWM again, please? Sure. I mean, it's up here. It's just a nice recovery. The daily chart is super strong. It just hit an all-time high. I wouldn't be surprised if we hit another one. The daily chart right now, today's intraday action is nothing too special. It's an inside day. Right here, sell, buying. Let's look at the flow. The flow is not that strong. Price action's a bit better. Obviously, this was probably a roll position right here. The flow alert led to a big roll, and then it got recovered. Yeah, someone sold a chunk of longer dated calls and then ended up buying them back. So I wouldn't be surprised if they were just rolling out and it caused a little bit of a disruption in price there. But it is strong. The daily chart, higher highs, higher lows, strong momentum. Overall, pretty decent structure. When I say structure, I'm referring to this right here. We can see where all the money is kind of being positioned at. Currently trading at 266. Right here, you're looking for it to take out 268 with a target of 270. And you have support at 260. Actually, big support at 260, but really from 264 to 261, you have some support. So I like it. I mean, I don't think I would personally trace it at this moment in time, but I could tell you your clear target is 270 at this moment in time. Like, it's very evidently 270. That's where big money is positioned at. I think there's a lot of people who, in the world of retail trading, they try to learn about strategies and volume profiles and this, that, the other thing. And that's all good. And I'm not against that. But I would strongly argue, one thing that I don't hear enough retail trading, let's say, quote unquote, educators talking about is you also need to track where big money's at. If you don't know where big money's positioned, maybe you get lucky and you're in phase with big money, or maybe you get horribly unlucky because you didn't know where big money was positioned. So once again, I'm not against learning technical analysis or volume profiles or this strategy or learning about this options, blah, blah, blah. But one thing that you should also be adding on to your trading journey is identifying where the big money is at. And one of the easiest ways to do that is to understand options, because options, fortunately for us, it's a single dealer market. It's not a multi-dealer market, which is actually very, very useful. And without getting into the weeds of it, it means that we have the vision, and it means we have the exposure to all of the positioning, which is not true in the world of futures. It's not true in the world of equities, but it is true in the world of options, which is why I spend so much time looking at this from spot gamma, or I'll look at the flow to see what's going on. Like all of that stuff, it's just because one of the most beautiful things about the world of options, not only is it one of my favorite assets to trade, but it just gives us so much transparency into that big money positioning into it. And as a retail trader, we're not really going to influence the market. There's only rare circumstances where things are very illiquid and you have a bunch of retail traders trading together that you could actually influence it. It's big money that influences it. So you have to kind of think of it as like, okay, we're the little minnows in the stream. Are you swimming in the same direction as like the entire, I guess, pod, if you will, or I guess school of fish in this example? So for me, I'm always just trying to pay attention to where is the big money. Now I notoriously react to things too soon, but your bullish call is starting to scare me. Why? We're not even 30 minutes into the day. That's another thing I don't quite understand is even yesterday, we started off really, really bullish. And even in here, I was like, guys, pay attention to the downside gap fill. It didn't come to fruition until power hour, but yet it was still a proper call out. I think too many people, there's a mismatch between appropriate time frames. We're just at support. We could easily just skyrocket out of here. This is my, like on the screen before the market opened, I said this. I never said the market's going to open and we're going to rip. I said, here's your first resistance. Here's your first support. It was honestly that simple. If you're a bull today, you got to study more. I have a sneaky suspicion that I have a far more knowledge of what's going on than you do. But also, once again, if you're going into a day saying, I have to be bullish, I have to be bearish, you are wrong. That is not how real traders make money. Real traders make money by reacting to actual price development and saying, okay, we didn't hold this. I'm going to play the breakdown to that 50 psychological level. I'm going to play the test of green to red. All they do is react. They don't just sit there and say, I'm bullish today, I'm going to buy. I'm bearish today, I'm going to sell. If you're coming in, if you want to have a bias, okay, have at it. I have a bias too. Obviously, you might be hopeful or not so hopeful for certain price development. But if you're using that to actually make your trades, you are light years behind where you need to be. That is a game of prediction, and you're going to be right half the time. You're going to be wrong half the time. I can promise you that you're never really going to exceed those bounds. Where you can make money is just reacting. I swear, I deeply believe that sometimes we all get a little bit too into this world of paying attention to the news and the analysis and all of that stuff, because as you pay attention to the inflation report and the jobs numbers and what's happening with FOMC, myself included, it could kind of like paint your bias and be like, oh no, I interpreted that jobs report to be really good, so I'm looking for bias, like bullish positions. Maybe your bias is right, but what if the market's just breaking down and we're snapping all the support and people are buying puts? Do you really want to be bullish there? Like, I think it's just so easy for your bias to be wrong that, like, yeah, have a bias and like maybe you're right, maybe you're wrong. But I guess maybe a good example here would be, how many times has a company beat earnings? They beat top and bottom line and you're like, this is amazing, they crushed it. And then the stock sells off anyway. So once again, like that interpretation of, I interpret these earnings to be good, thus the market should go up, but then the market goes down anyway. That's not manipulation. That's not like a personal attack on you. It's just obviously, remember, in the short term, the market is a giant voting mechanism, and you might have had a bias, you might have had an interpretation, but obviously the market highly disagrees with you. So it just, if you're trading off that bias, you're so far behind. You're so incredibly far behind. And like, I know it sounds like I'm against having a bias, and I'm not, because I think sometimes it's good to have a bit of a backdrop of like, okay, I think this is good, and in the meantime, this is some mean reversion, and maybe you're excited to buy it at a key level. Once again, this has been straight selling from 952 till now. Right here, this is systematic selling. What is going on is someone, see how no one's like, you can tell this is a machine running. You can tell this is an algorithm running. Someone out there, whether it's a hedge fund, high frequency trading, an insurance fund, a family fund, something in between, is systematically buying puts. Are they buying to open? Are they buying to close? I don't know if they're opening or they're closing, but I can tell you definitively, starting at 9:45, they waited. See how, like, it's almost as if a human programmed that time. It starts at 9:45, as if a human programmed that in, and they're like, okay, cool, we know we have to roll, it's OPEX, so let's just buy. For whatever reason, they are buying puts. I don't know if they're buying to open. I don't know if they're buying to close. That'll become clear when the market actually closes today. We'll have like the definitive change. But in the meantime, we know they are buying puts. That is adding negative delta to the system, and they're doing it in a perfectly systematic manner, which is now ending at 10. Is anyone fucking surprised? It went from 9:45 to 10, almost as if those were the exact numbers typed into the computer. Run the program. 9:45, 10 a.m. It's a 15-minute program, and now it's over. Like, this is so incredibly insightful to see what the big guys are doing. And time again, does this happen every single day? God, no. But time and time again, you start to see that these like perfect linear movements, as in someone's just methodically getting out to, getting into, managing, rolling a position, it is seemingly perfectly aligned with just like human program times. Run it for a half hour, run it for an hour, run it for 15 minutes, like those types of things. And right here, I can show you. It started at 9:45, it ended at 10 a.m., and now let's see how the market reacts. I could tell you what happened. I don't definitively know what's going to happen from here. It looks like we overshot the green to red move, and we ran right into support. But it's this 9:45 move, right? We had this pop, 9:45, perfect. Look at just perfect every single 1 minute bar. Yeah, that was just a giant program. Some person with a lot of money was doing rolling. It could have been one of those call right ETFs. We know that they have to do it on a monthly basis. There are giant call right ETFs where they have to do it with like billions of dollars of notional value. Do they close after 15 minutes? I told you, I don't know if they're opening or closing. I could just tell you they're buying puts. You could buy to open, you can buy to close. But once again, this is probably just a giant call right ETF. And look, they're done, and now the market's bouncing right back. That's a reasonable trade to take. That breakout at 9:45, your risk is at 40. And if we take out 50, 51, you can move your stop to break even. Completely fair trade to take. But yeah, like literally we're watching it in real time of what happened. As soon as it ends, people decide to start to buy 0 DTE calls. Caught a beautiful short on SPX at the 6955 breakdown for a sweet scalp. Congrats, dude. Where was that? 55. Oh, at 50. Oh, you took this breakdown and probably wrote it from, obviously, from the green to red test, which is where at. When I say the green to red test, it's literally we're at the closing value from the previous day. Are we testing going from green to red, which is this white horizontal line? That's the closing value. Or are we testing going red to green? Obviously, it's just, it decides, are we green or red on the day? That is the green to red test. Today, we started above. We were in the green, so it's green to red, but sometimes you're below and it's red to green. It's obviously the opposite. Oh, brother. That's bearish. Hang on, let me just update these alerts. I want to know if we're breaking out on the 4 hour. That really is not the craziest trade. It is really not the craziest trade. What's that risk? What's the flow looking like? The Mag 7 did pop, kind of pulling back. SPY's improving. Oh, do I want to take a stab at this? I'm kind of waiting to see if Icarus fires. Kind of waiting to see if Icarus fires. Because if I could play it back to VWAP, that's a sick trade. VWAP's up at 814. Oh, do I want it?
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order filled.
All right, I'm attempting to take it. Not my favorite trade, but my risk is minimal, so I'm willing to ride it.
Order submitted.
Keeping my risk real minimal. Once again, just trying to play the VWAP retracement. Just in case this program is legitimately done and people are saying, okay, cool, let's run it back up to equilibrium. We were above equilibrium, aka VWAP. We got pushed below equilibrium. This system of put buying for whatever reason seemed to end. I saw a little bit of enthusiasm coming into the market. It's a little bit more risk than I would actually really like. Hang on. I just want to do one thing. But maybe it's worth a shot on an OPEX day like this, because if I could catch the VWAP retest, cool, I'm done. But I'm a little bit hesitant of, is it a failed breakout? So I'm paying close attention, basically, is what I'm trying to say here. But I'm looking at that recovery. I'm wondering, even if it could give us 50% of this, 2180, 2480, 2280. So even a 50% retracement of this sell-off. That's kind of what I'm paying attention to. Kind of yes, kind of no. Not really the biggest fan of the momentum, because that did kind of fuck things up. Oh, brother. Oh, brother, oh, mother. Oh, mother, oh, brother. Yeah, the momentum got beat up, so that's why I'm a little bit hesitant. But we are at 50. I'm looking for this, the recapture of 50, this trend line breakout. How's the flow looking? Mag 7's a little flat. SPY is also continuing. So yeah, it might be that 10 a.m. reversal. The system ran from 9:45 to 10, and we're seeing a bit of recovery. Let's see if the recovery has any legs on it. Once again, my job is not to predict will it fully recover or not. The idea is, okay, it might recover. Can I potentially take advantage of it with low risk? That's really what I'm attempting to do. Can I take advantage of it with low risk? Come on. Go, 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 go. It's indecisive. How's Bookmap looking? Let's see where the big money's at. Okay, they're trying to break 67 here. They're trying to break 67. What's the Mississippi Gamblers? We're gambling now, folks. Are we going to hold this breakout or not? Oh, do I want to minimize my risk? Yes, no, maybe so. Do I want to give this a second to breathe? We just went below 50. Was that a little fake out? Maybe. I see sellers in at 67. Trying to give this a second to breathe. All right. I don't want to risk too much more than this. It's very minimal risk for me right now, but I'm trying to be better of it, especially after all the dumb shit that I was doing yesterday. Come on. I am seeing a persistent amount of sellers popping up at 67.50, which I think is interesting. Once again, this is all for the NQ contract. They're moving it up a little. Oh, brother. What do we have going on today? Okay, SPY options flow is still kind of improving. Mag 7 is going flat. Not much of an influence there. We did pop off of this positive gamma between 45 and 30. We ran into the hedge wall right at 40 and the previous closing value. Remember, if we get trending, this is negative gamma pretty much up until a 6985, which is also the all-time high at 86. So that's no surprise. If it does trend up, we can definitely just go through this negative gamma zone. Obviously, that's a big if, though. Like, we need a little bit of momentum to spark it. Speaking of momentum is not bullish right now. 5-minute, 10-minute, 30-minute bearish. 5-minute, 10-minute, 30-minute bearish. Would be very interesting, though, for ES to get above 93 and for NQ to get above 822, which is actually back above VWAP. So we would need a momentum recovery and a VWAP recovery for this to, quote-unquote, get going. And right now, that momentum is not there. It is not there. Do I just want to get out for right now, take a small loss? Take a little bit of a small loss right here. I'm trying to give it one quick second to breathe, but I don't want to hold on to this too much. Tempted recovery. Oh, I'm not feeling the best of it. I think I might... I don't want to give it much more room. I don't want to have a day like I did yesterday where it was way too stressful for absolutely no reason, really. Yeah. I don't think I'm going to be risking much more than that. I'm going to give it this attempted bounce here. If it can get above and hold above 50, cool. I'll hold the position. But if it starts to sweep lower than this, I'm going to be out just because we have a lot of time left in the day. There's probably going to be quite a bit of opportunity. I don't need to hold on to this trade that I'm not necessarily infatuated with at this moment in time. So still in it for now, like I said, but I have my risk there. Knowing my luck, it's going to probably clock me, and then that'll be the bottom, and we're going to go from there. But I'd rather take on that unfortunate bad beat than have to suffer a real beat. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm not just going to... I'm really just trying to, like, speak out loud and remind myself to not make the same stupid missteps of yesterday of, like, always saying, no, just give it a little bit more. Oh, no, just give it a little bit more. No, just give it a little bit more. I'm very much trying to not do that.
Order filled.
And I just got out. Taking a little bit of a turn there.
Order filled. Order submitted.
Hang on, I'm trying to manage all the accounts.
Order filled. Order filled. Order submitted.
Okay, we'll see how this goes. All right, interesting recovery point. Hang on, let me make this blue. All right, we are double tapping right here the green to red move on QQQ. Right here, exactly that closing value. The Russell, we're almost seeing a rotation again from tech to small cap. As tech is going down, 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 small cap is going up, up, up. Okay. Oh, what are we doing? What accounts am I on? What accounts did I do everything right? I did. We're keeping the size in control. I'm only trading one contract, nothing too crazy. Green to red bounce. Well, that's the bounce we just saw. And now the question is it a dead cat bounce or are we going to get a higher low? We're going to find out. We're quickly going to find out. All right, a little bit of risk management here. We'll see. We did just tag 710. I see buyers at 700. Am I on the right side of the screen? The proper side, the left side? Yeah, you can see here, there's some buyers at 700. I'm seeing a batch actually at 96. So they're playing on the slight overshoot of 700. So kind of paying attention to that. But we're currently at 720. We were bouncing off of 710. Based on this, it does feel as if they... Do we have even more? Oh, there were sellers there for a second at 37. The thing that's catching my eye on the book map right now is right here. 96. Chunk of people. That would be a fresh intraday low. If you're watching NQ on this, hang on, let me... what is this low? The overnight session low when Globex opened was 704. That's actually a pretty reasonable target. 704, definitely reasonable. What did we just hit? We hit 710, so getting close. Technically, we did take out the extended hours high already. We took that out, and now we are quickly vomiting all the way to that low. And we just hit 705, it looks like. Yeah, we got within a point. That's how much people like these levels. Right here, this is the NQ, you can see. So at 6 p.m. when the market opened, the low put in was 704. Once again, from 6 p.m. till market open this morning of regular trading hours. We already took out the high right at market open. Then we quickly vomited all the way to the low. It'll be interesting to see if buyers step in. We are seeing already some action in this zone between 700 and 92, something like that right in here. So I'm curious what these buyers are about to do. They're moving a little bit. Oh, how do I want to handle it? We're at 704. Oh, 25.
Order submitted.
Just updating my risk so I can take on no risk. Come on, fill it. Fill it.
Order filled.
Nice. Okay.
Order canceled.
All right. So the little accounts, they did what they needed to do. The big accounts, I'm giving it a little bit more room because once again, they are the big accounts. But I want to be clear, I'm risking nothing. So these times where I'm a little bit more loosey-goosey with it, it's because I took my risk off the table. So to really clarify what I'm doing here, the small accounts, I just wanted to get their first green day in. Like I said, this is the first day of these accounts. Nice little $200 gain. There's a little bit of slippage between, I guess, 240 and 175. So we'll call it 200. And then for these bigger accounts, I kind of want to get the stop to 90, maybe even to 85. But I'm just riding the trend. I'm just basically seeing what the trend either will do or won't do. Just giving it a little bit, but I'm not risking anything. The stop's at break even. So even on a tremendous bounce, I should be A-okay. So just trying to give it some room. Just trying to give it a little bit of room. But there have been times in the past, such as early this morning, where it can pop outside of this rectangle and quickly come right back in. So that's actually what I'm attempting to be mindful of, is if it bounces right back, well, I was in this trade and it didn't help me at all in terms of getting out of the hole. So I'm being a little bit maybe more jumpy than normal of like, okay, like, is it time for me to bail type of a situation. I do have some distance. I have like a little bit of room here. A little bit of room. But I'd feel better if this just vomited right down to 650, because then we could really talk about something. All right, Mag 7 options flow getting hit. That's really what I was looking at in my other monitor where I was interested in here. I was like, oh, this is taking a turn. S&P 500, potential double bottom there. We are once again testing this green to red move. I'm interested in the test of yesterday's low at 38. Remember, as soon as you exceed the previous day's high or low, depending on the direction that you are pushing, you have about a 78% chance of either closing above or below the close of the previous day based on that break. So in this situation, if we break 38 today, there's a 78% chance that we close below 6944. So is it a guarantee? No, I'm giving you the exact odds, about 78% chance across the data of the S&P 500 over the past like 1 year, 5 years, and 10 years. It's all like roughly the same. So once again, the odds are just this. If we break 3793, 78% chance we close somewhere below 44.46. Now, that could be by a cent. That could be by 100 points. I don't know. It's just that's what the stat is if you crack the previous day's high or low, it is kind of indicative of what to look for next. And I might need to manage this before, because I don't want to give up my gains for no reason here. All right, so no matter what, I'm making $100. If I caught a fish early, I just don't want to necessarily cut bait for no reason. I might use, let's see, what can I use as my, okay, so I do see people at 708, but that's a little too close to comfort for my entry. They're at 708, so I might be a bit protected by those, but what if it overshoots just enough to knock me out and then it goes anyway? I could just take the profits now if I think it's really going to end up retesting. What are we doing? Is it going to knock me? It got really close. Like I said, I'm basically saying, are these guys protecting me or not?
Order filled.
Nope, knocked me out. All right, small gain. I'm cool with it. I gave myself a shot. That's like the point of these quote unquote larger accounts, is to give myself the shot just in case there's a nice trend. Obviously, I manage the smaller accounts a bit differently, where I just like want those small steady gains. So there's kind of a different mantra going on. The bigger accounts, I'm going for a larger swing, while the smaller accounts, if I'm trading properly, if I'm doing what I know I should be doing, I'm more so just like, I guess, consistently getting those nice gains. Matt, you said I have a good feeling today. Oh, I still do have a good feeling today. I still do. Most certainly. Tipped via Rumble wallet. Lion and the Lamb. Dude, this Rumble wallet going on, obviously on Rumble, it's so cool. I mean, if you're a crypto trader, enthusiast, supporter, how are you not checking out the Rumble wallet? I think it's so cool. Technically, I can be done trading the small accounts. And this is exactly why I use the protection, because right here, I don't know how big the pop's going to be. I'd currently be in the red, digging myself further in the hole. When you have a trade that goes like decently in your favor, there's no harm in setting your stop to break even. Just take your risk off the table. It's pretty painful to have a nice green trade somehow cost you money. And like, granted, I'm not saying it's fun for it to be break even the way mine just was. But it's so much more manageable. Oh.
Order filled. Order submitted.
Look at that. Boom. How many seconds did that take me to go to break even? Free trade, folks. Free fucking trade shown to you live. Boom. Maybe it goes, maybe it doesn't go. I would prefer to be using 15 as my risk at this moment in time, but I guess I'm not going to, literally just to prove a point to you. But like, I don't know. maybe this breaks down. Maybe I make a lot of money. Maybe it bounces back. If it bounces back, boo-hoo, I'm break even. There's no pattern day trading. There is no pattern day trading. I got out of here to protect myself just in case it kept going. It didn't keep going. No pattern day trading. I could re-enter. My risk was there initially. It dropped a bit in my favor. I moved my stop to break even. That's life. That's life. There's so many people that like trade in a way that they need every single trade to be right. Folks, my hit rate is 50%. Half the time I'm making money, half the time I'm losing money. And if you really look into it, 1/3 of the time I'm making money, probably a lot more of that I am actually break even. And then sometimes I'm just losing on the initial bet. Like it's probably, I don't know, maybe a third type of a situation. This might be a double bottom, might fuck me up, but it's like, my point is, it's just not costing me anything. I have no risk. If this goes, cool. When I am playing from my heels as an I am red on the day, there are certain times where I'll be a bit more aggressive with it just to get myself out. Like I probably should be using 700 as my risk right now. I'm going to give it a second to breathe just because I see that things are getting whippy, but I could happily update it to like 701, and maybe I should since I'm talking about it, just to get myself for sure another $100 out of the hole, that type of a deal. What are we doing? Is it bouncing back? Should I use 701? Let's see. How strong is this? We're taking stabs at it. We're being safe. We're being safe. We're being safe. Safety is the name of the game. You need to update your middle name to careful, to safe, to low risk Lucy. All right. What's going on? Let's check the options market. Oh, this is what the battle's at. We don't know if we're going red or green. So actually the fact that this could break either way, I'm actually really happy my stop's at break even because I have no idea which way it's going to break. It looks like it's close to tagging me. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I have no idea. But the fact that SPX is battling it out at such a key area, I don't know which way it's going to break. So I don't want to risk it. Like, why would I be risking that? Mag 7 is still getting hit. Really strong open. Kind of changed at 952. Really started selling off at 1011. S&P 500. We saw that bot system try to recover. And then it looks like other traders started to come in. And we're just kind of going flat at the lows. Looking at this, we are battling it out right here. There's a bit more positive gamma at 930. So if it does break down, that's not an unreasonable test. I had 920 from this morning. Yeah. So 930 is the positive gamma. 920 is the negative gamma. So you could be watching those $10 rungs like on a flush of 38, which is yesterday's low. I'd probably be watching somewhere between, well, you could actually watch 25 because 30 is a level, 20 is a level, and then 25 is the midpoint of the transition zone. So actually, I think I would personally be watching 25 if it were to flush here. Can you do that with the real-time drawdown rule? You could do whatever you want, dude. You could do whatever you want. Okay, we're getting really close to doing the Payday Friday giveaway. If you're watching right now, all you have to do is like, retweet, and follow. It's pinned to the top of chat. It's in the description of the video. $150 of cold hard cash, 5 futures accounts, 5 options accounts, all given away today, free for everyone to enter. Just a fun way to celebrate Payday Friday. Does look like it's breaking a bit in my favor. This should update the initial balance. Okay. 1030 has officially struck. So this is the IB low. So I need to update my risk to that swing high. 703. I like it. Maybe it cracks. Maybe it doesn't. I need to find a key level to get the fuck out at. Hang on. Excuse me for 1 second. I need to find a key level. 645. 645, 620, 611, somewhere between 640 and 610. That's 30 points, 610, 625. I could put an order in at 625, but it might bounce off of IB first. So 625.
Order submitted.
All right. Where? Okay. There are people at 650. 650. Do I want to do 650 or do I think 650 gets cracked? Are they going to crack 650? See, this red dash line is the bottom of IB, the initial balance, the first hour low, which obviously we are kind of below right now. But generally, the initial move is actually a reversion. So I wonder if today is going to buck that trend. But I am watching 650. And the reason I'm watching 650 is like, yeah, it's a psychological level. But more importantly, I see all these buyers at 650. I see all of these buyers at 650. And to be clear, I'm short at 707 and my stop's at 703. So no matter what, I'm making a small amount of profit on this. I'm just wondering if I can make a big amount of profit if it somehow cracks 50. I don't really need to overstay my welcome past 25, but we're seeing some buyers. It's really like an IB here. The IB is 64. I might move mine to 75, maybe to 79, because that would be guaranteeing me getting out of the hole and being green on the day. I'm trying to give it a second to breathe here just to see what it either does or doesn't want to do. I'm trying to be patient. I'm doing my best, folks. I'm doing my best to just not be basically the Matt I was all trading week and do dumb shit. While we're waiting for this, yes, you know my levels. Mag 7 is still getting hit. It was strong and then completely reverted. SPY was trying to bounce there and actually just took another hit. SPX, we are getting very close to the low from yesterday. There might be a reaction there. There might not be a reaction there. We're going to find out. Let's just watch that. But remember, the second we crack 37.93, the stat to consider is then there's a 78% chance that we close below 44.46. So 78% chance it works, 22% chance that it does not work. So it's not a guarantee. I'm literally giving you the odds, but it looks like that is about to crack. 5-minute bearish, 10-minute bearish, 30-minute bearish, 4-hour is cracking. Oh, 5-minute, 10-minute, 30-minute. 4-hour. Yeah, we're really pushing on that low from yesterday on the SPY and the Qs. I wonder, it could bounce from here, but we're going to be finding out. Okay, it's probably appropriate for me to move my risk to 79. So 79, that's 21. 21 plus 7 is 28. 28 points is just over $500. It's $560. I'm in the hole. 430. So no matter what, I'm making money. So if my stop gets hit, I'm net green. If my profit gets hit, I'm just even more net green. So I think this is reasonable risk management. Had I not been in the hole, honestly, I'd probably keep my stop all the way up here at break even just to give the trade even more breathing room. But the fact is I did have a losing trade, so I have to manage it, and this is how I'm choosing to manage it. So I think this is appropriate given the circumstances, not only kind of that combination of trading the chart using some of these recent highs, but also trading where my P&L is at on the day. I think this is kind of a fair in between. People are saying Twitter's down. Well, how are we going to do a Payday Friday if Twitter's down? Can other people confirm and or deny, is Twitter actually down? Can we we're just really battling it out at IB. VWAP is all the way up there at 788, and then the retracement's at 770. X is working in Minnesota. I got it to load, but it took a while. The site is down for me. Twitter is down. It's good. Okay, so it seems like maybe I should give it a little bit longer because some people are disconnected. It's just a little laggy. So I guess if you're having issues, so it's not working in Wisconsin. Things work in Minnesota. Dude, what a crazy timeline we live in, folks. What a crazy timeline. All right. Oh, someone hit it, and then I'm seeing a quick little lift. Do I want to leave this at 25, or do I want to see if the runner runs? Or do I just want to use some sort of like trailing? I see people at 604 and people at 600. What do I do? Decisions. If you guys were me, what would you do? Would you leave your profits at 25, or would you ride with these players down here at 604 and 600? Technically, we didn't hit that first target I had of 25. And also, I want to be clear. I'm only talking about it in a loosey-goosey way because I'm already playing with the casino's money. My stop is in profit. My stop ensures I'm green on the day. So I only do this type of a thing where I'm like, oh, like, where should I be kind of like cute with my profit targets? It's only when I've already ensured that I'm going to be green. I don't do that like just arbitrarily if like I'm trying to get out of the hole or something like that. That's when I'd be using those levels like 25, which to be fair, it didn't even hit 25. It hit 28. And actually, I might be able to use this little reversion here. If this fails, if we come back below 28 and crater through 25, I could probably update my risk even lower and guarantee myself even more. Gold tanking. Jay Keith is calling out 600. Go for 500. It might happen today, but honestly, I don't know if I'm going to be questioning. I don't know if I should be doing that. It did crack that low. Oh, we're at a gamma level of 30. Where were we? We're kind of pushing here. Where's 70? 75. That's 80. 80 is a positive gamma. Interesting. 80 is a positive gamma. Is it worthwhile to take advantage of that right now? I'm looking at how this is spread, like set up, and I'm looking at like where I want to potentially handle some of this. Oh, geez. Friendly neighborhood reminder that the market is closed on Monday in observation of MLK Day. Just so if anyone's confused about expirations, this, that, the other thing, that is what is going on. Hang on. Piper did just fire on that push. If you are in the Discord, hang on 1 second. I'm doing my best to get it in. Where are we? Today's the 16th. All right. If you are in the Discord, the Goonie Discord, Piper just fired. I haven't made any trades myself because I'm seeing what I want to do, how aggressive I want to be, non-aggressive I want to be. Oh, make sure you're on the right expiration. Days like today could get a bit confusing. Shit, it's already so far gone. It's not worth it. All right. It's just so far decayed. I don't know if it's like worth it. I don't know if it's worth it. Should I update my risk? I feel like whenever you're asking that question, the answer probably means yes. So the real answer is, where should I update it to? Okay. So no matter what, I'm making 50 points. No matter what, I'm making $1,000 on this trade, but it is currently running pretty hot. I'm up 1,800, And you could see I have my order at 601. I'm just kind of watching these guys. Maybe they're right, maybe they're wrong. They're at 600. I figure, fuck it. Why not front run them by 1 point here? Maybe it hits, maybe it doesn't. I'm going to feel pretty stupid if this is the low and it bounces, because my initial target was 25, so that would have been filled. So I'm not really taking on a risk. I'm taking on a risk of less Ooh. Do I want to get more aggressive and ride with these guys at 80? I see a batch of people trying to buy at 600. I see a batch of people trying to buy at 580. Do I want to be that guy? Do I want to be this guy cutting it in half? Yes, no, maybe so. Once again, I'm only being loosey-goosey with it because right here, my stop, I'm making money today. It's just a question of how much money. That's the only reason I'm like fucking off a little bit, is because in the worst case scenario, if this bounces back, my accounts are green. I'm done on the day anyway. Like it just doesn't matter. This is like literally just kind of like the fun little silly game of how much profits to make. But I'm watching 600. It did get as low as 604. Oh, hang on. Are these guys going to get cracked or not? That's about 175 contracts to be purchased between 601 and 600. I'm always so fascinated to watch this in real time, the combination of retail, professional, high frequency trading, just to see how it all is like playing out. Like these are real time trades, hitting the bid, hitting the ask, the real time sell orders, the real time buy orders, I should say, the real time sell orders up top. Let's see. We're dancing just above 600. It does feel like it wants to test this liquidity. We're about to test her. How? Oh, we took him out. Bounced right off of 92. Dude, what a song. Damn, I guess 92 is the extent. I guess 92 is the extent. We found the answer. We found the answer. All right, bounce off of 600. Mine was at 90, went to 92. I should have known to update it. I saw those buyers stepping in at 92, but in the moment, I was like, maybe it'll overshoot it by 2 points. And obviously this time around, it did not. But I did meet myself in the middle. And I said, hey, I was initially going to get out at 25, so I moved my stop to 25. So literally the worst case scenario is where my profit target was anyway before I started to give it a little bit more room. So once again, my initial profit target was 25. Now my worst case is getting out at 25. So I actually think this is like the best way to handle it, because that's what I was going for anyway. And now that's just going to be my stop, which is about to get hit. Oh yeah, because they're up here at 30. It'll probably go through mine pretty easily. Maybe I get lucky. Mine's not even at 25 though. It's at 24.75, which is just an odd level. I would just need like a miracle turn, which is not going to happen.
Filled.
Yeah, that was silly. Anyway,
Order
so
canceled.
I ended up getting out exactly where my first profit target was anyway. I gave it a shot to go for a little bit more. It didn't go for a little bit more. I don't mind it at all. 1.2K locked in on the big accounts. 200 locked in on the small accounts. Like I said, it wicked me out. This probably will go for another lower. I didn't want to be in a weird situation where I was initially looking for 25. It sweeps all the way down to 92. I was at 90. And if it then somehow popped above 25, I feel like that would kind of like hurt my psychology. Be like, dude, you were trying to get out at 25 and then overshot it by 27 points. And then you're like taking less profit. So for me, it made a lot of sense to be like, dude, your profit target was there anyway. Make that your worst case scenario. Not necessarily the best level to have it at, because I see people at 30 and it does seem like a top ticked it, and I do think it'll probably give it another attempt lower, but whatever. I'm happy with it. I'm not crying about it. 1.2K locked in on the 15 accounts. So what's that? About 18,000 plus more. Well, but then I also have the take profit accounts here. I also have FFN. I did just start a Lucid account. So overall, a pretty good day. I guess you could add up the numbers if you want. Here are the full results. But I am done. That's it. I'm done. If you're still... Oh, actually... I forgot that I have these smaller accounts that I could still do something with. I forgot. Do I want... Or do I just want to be done? I'm done with the big accounts. But I forgot I have the other batch that I could still kind of do something potentially interesting with. What do we see happening at 600? Not much. There's not much protection there anymore. There's a little bit at 600, but definitely not much.
Order submitted.
All right, we'll see how this goes. Either how it does or doesn't go, but let's see if there's a bit of a continuation. This time around, just trading on the smaller accounts, using a much tighter risk than I would with the bigger accounts. Basically, literally trying to play this dead cat bounce. Maybe it is a dead cat bounce. Maybe it does puke. If it does puke, I make money. If it doesn't, I have a small hit that is survivable, and I can move on with my life. You can fix the Goonie code on Discord. People are saying it is, I guess, not working. I'll look into it. I don't know what's going on, but also if you pay for it, it's cheap. So this is about to get knocked out. Like I said, tight risk. I just wasn't giving it much room. But anyway, with the code, dude, it's $60 a month. My trades yesterday, posted trades made $900. That was a year and a half of the service. So no, we basically, I don't know what's going on with the code. I'll look into it, but we're trying to do other things with the Discord that are taking precedent right now from a technology standpoint, that reaching out to locals and seeing what's going on. I could shoot them an email, but I don't know when they're going to get back. I don't know the turnaround. I'm just not the most, I don't know. We just have other things going on that are more important than the back and forth, like technical issues. If it were something in my control, yeah, obviously I'd fix it right away, but it is not directly in my control. How do we feel about the 60-70 call credit spread? Sounds like that's a personal decision. A personal decision.
Stop filled.
Okay, that got stopped out on this potential reversal here. It's still getting beat up. Well, SPY's starting to catch a bid here. Oh, right off 25. Literally the level we talked about. Yeah, that's still getting beat up. Happy freaking Friday. Could you please check the flow on Google and Amazon? Thank you, mucho. Without a doubt. Amazon it. Why do I not have Amazon up? Well, here's Google, which just an all-time high. Flow's not doing much today. It's slightly weak, but not much is going on there. And with respect to Amazon, it was good and started to get hit at 10:30, but I'm not seeing anything in general that's like really ripping right now. Avagos was decent. Microsoft's is actually the best one I've seen thus far. Nvidia was good until it wasn't. Oracle was good until it wasn't. Tesla's getting hit. Yeah. None of them are that good, but Broadcom's probably the best one that I've seen, but nothing's really like jumping out to me thus far today. Nothing's really jumping out to me.
Order submitted.
Zero IV. Dude, this MAE management is some of the biggest pain in the ass shit. It's so silly because it's so gameable. It's just your unrealized. You could get out, and if you still like the position, you just get out and get in right away. Oh, shout out Kimmel Design, 5 gift memberships. Congrats. Market, Big Smooth, Julie Bell. Shout out. That's incredibly kind. Incredibly kind. That's what Payday Fridays are all about, folks. That's right there what Payday Fridays are all about. Speaking of that, is Twitter back open? I want to do this Twitter thing, but I just want to make sure it's up and going for you guys. Is it up? Yes, no, maybe so. I want to do Payday Friday right now, but I just want to make sure. I guess I could reload and we can roughly see the numbers to see if you guys are in or not in on this situation. Well, even for me. Oh, shoot. Oh, down detector. Yeah. Starting at market open pretty much. We are, I mean, even for me. Well, this is a conundrum. How do we run Payday Friday? What's another way? Can we do an Instagram picker? Can we do an Instagram picker, a Discord picker? How do we... IG... What's like another thing we could do today? Free Instagram comment picker. That's for comments. Old school rules. We picked. I'm trying to so we just did the YouTube. Yeah, but that was for 5, and like it might be hard to get 10 people. How's the best way to do it if Twitter's down? I'm open for suggestions. How do you guys want to do the picker? Pick from your commenters on your last daily update video. No, I don't have a way to reach out to them. I would need their information. Can't do that. A marble race to decide who's in the race. I like it. That's a bold one. Folks, we need suggestions. Just go head to head and pick me. Oprah rules. Everyone wins. Just every single person in chat. An all-in marbles race. Pick numbers on YouTube. It's too hard to get their information. People are surprisingly bad at responding. Surprisingly bad at responding. IG views. Have chat say numbers, then use the number generator. I like everyone in chat. The issue is if we have this many people, it's hard to get 10 people to actually respond with their contact information so I can get a hold of them. That's the nice advantage of using something like locals or using something like like Twitter is like I have the way to DM them right away. A Discord members only race, I'm actually leaning that way. How to Discord random picker. How do you do? Does anyone know how to do a picker in Discord? Me 6. Picker. Is it possible in Me 6? Does anyone know? Plugins, resources, plugins, games and fun, giveaways. Okay, wait, I'm getting somewhere. How do we do this? I'm getting somewhere. It's already added. Accept all. Hold Discord giveaways. Giveaways. How do you actually do it? Create the Me 6 for your next. Create your first giveaway. How the fuck do you do it? Giveaway. Me 6 giveaway command. The perfect bot. Dude, just tell me how to fucking do it, dude. Me 6 Me 6 giveaway example. We're getting somewhere. We're gonna make this happen. Oh, giveaway. Simple and clean. Okay. Well, I've never done this before. Oh wait, it looks like duration, winners, prize. Duration, giveaway, and ends a giveaway. Duration, 1 minute. Winners, 1. Prize, 1. What happens? Invalid time provided. Duration, 1 day. $1. This is just a test. Okay, so there is a way. Okay, if you're in the Discord, congrats. Today is gonna be your day. I'm gonna double check that it is not. Is it still fucked up here? All right, we're about to do a Discord exclusive giveaway, so that's gonna be fun. We're gonna rip it. We're gonna rip it. We're gonna rip it. We're gonna rip it. Good day to be in the Discord. All right, trading chat. Let me do. Everyone. Giveaway happening in general right now. Okay, we'll send that to everyone. Okay, we're gonna delete this. Delete message. Delete. Giveaway. Duration 10 minutes. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. We're not waiting for everyone. 5 minutes. Marble. Okay. No, how do I delete it? It says I can only have one active one. I thought okay. Stop commenting. End. Giveaway end. So I need to end it, I guess. This is a clusterfuck. ID. I don't know the ID. Fuck. I don't know. Guys, stop. I don't know the ID. Giveaway end all. Giveaway create. 5 minutes. 10 marble. Dude, fuck. No premium server, non-premium server can only have one active giveaway. Enhance car ball for enhanced. Should I just buy? I don't know how to end it. It doesn't tell me. Giveaway list. Giveaway ID is 1. Well, that's the aptly named one. Giveaway end 1. Nope, that was the wrong one. Son of a bitch. This is getting embarrassingly bad. Who knew that it would be this difficult? Dude, application didn't respond. I just saw that the ID was 1. It says it right there. ID 1. 1 end. Giveaway is already expired. Okay. So now we can make the proper one. Giveaway, create, 5 minutes, winners, 10, prize, marble. Finally. It is there. It's there, it's there, it's there. Use that one. All right, you have 5 minutes. If you're in the Discord, right there. Dude, what a clusterfuck of a day. What a clusterfuck of a day that was. Dude, oh, fun news is I have a good trade going on. I forgot about this one. Might as well move the stop to break even. What did we just hit? 92? Hey. Looks like everything's turning up Matt today, you know? I see people trying to sell. Not too much. They're at 70. Well, I don't necessarily want that to break down. Do I just want to close it out because it's green, or do I want to give it a second? All right, if you're in the Discord, you have 5 minutes. It's running right now for everyone in the Discord right here. It ends in 4 minutes. Click the button below. Click the button below. Enter giveaway. Okay, it's there for everyone. And everyone's rocking it. Okay. I'm just trying to get out at 700. A nice 60-point trade, because why not? A nice 60-point trade, so they should be up about 1K if it hits. What's that? Which, we're back at IB. We're battling it out at the initial balance. The giveaway is running right now just because Twitter's down, so we had to switch it up a little bit. We had to switch it up a teensy bit because something's going on with Twitter. But shout out to FFN, 50% off, buy one, get one, no activation fee. Vanquish, same thing, code Goonie, 25% off and 1 free account. FFN is for futures, Vanquish is for options. So whichever one you enjoy to trade, hey, take advantage of that. And if you like both, you like both. But I'm a little bit hesitant about this setup. Do I want to move? What's this? That's 44. It doesn't want to dip all the way down, does it? Come on. Why can't we just get this breakout above 80 and we go to 700? That was looking really good at 92. I am net green though, and that is always fun. I'm just wondering if it wants to dip and it's just this higher low and then we go again. And then we just go again. It's really battling it out at IB here. Really. Oh, in the 1 minute. I got to give it a little bit of room. I have no other option. I have no other option. It is what it is, folks. It is what it is. Timers. Okay, we did that. There's a little bit of a pop. Do I want to move it up even more to 60? Guarantee myself 4. That would put me green on the day if I move my stop up to here. I just kind of want to get this breakout in this hold of 80, which is where it's really been struggling. I don't want to get wicked out by something silly. I don't want to get wicked out by something silly. Games, library. We're looking somewhat decent. All right, how much time is left? How much time is left? In a minute. It ends in a minute. It ends in a minute. It's a fun one. Continue. Race. All right. Add names. All right. We're doing it. 10. Okay, we have all 10. This should be ending in 33 seconds. We're about to find out our competitors right as the market is actually popping quite a bit. 61. 50. Do I want to use 50? Do I want to use 49? Do I want to use 61? I'll go to 49 for now. You can see my target 700 flat. What do I see going on? There's no one at 700 actually, which I find really interesting. Where is VWAP? VWAP is 760. And the previous high is 730. Do I want to move this up to 720? I kind of do. Because why not? You know? All right. I think this should have picked. Giveaway ended. Giveaway. Oh, here are the winners. Congrats. Congrats. All right. We have the competitors. As we always do, every other one, it'll go FFN, Vanquish, FFN, Vanquish, FFN, Vanquish, FFN, Vanquish, FFN, Vanquish. So that's congrats. You guys already won on that. All right. We have this. All right. I'm saving that. Download, save. And then what we need to do is get all of these competitors in. All right. Fernando. Luck Junkie. We have Banky. We have franchise that I did not spell properly. Franchise. Ecto. Bin. Bird. J. Ross. Ruma. Felix. And then you, Andrew, you. Okay. We have our 10 competitors, all from Discord today. There were some Twitter issues, but hey, love showing a little bit of love to the Discord. Random map, Devil's Chaos. What a way for Discord to be showing up today, I suppose, because they're letting it rip on a track called Devil's Chaos. So I guess we're going to see if they are ready or not. This should be an interesting one. Hang on. We do have a specialty song for today's Payday Friday giveaway. So we're going to get excited. Let's get rocking with this. Play. All right. We're booting her up, folks. We're seeing which one has persisted. On the screen now, you have 10 of the fastest marble racers in all of the land. This race isn't just to show who it's the best, which of course we will know the fastest, but this is for internal Discord bragging rights. This is forever to be immortalized in the marble racing circuit. Folks, if you've been here before, you know that there are no rules. This is exclusively who can get to the end and who can get to the end the fastest. Now, before we have these racers start their engines, please, in chat, let me know who you think's going to win. Let's set up a secondary book. You know, if you're here, there's a good chance that you are a betting person. And if you were to bet right now, who would you be betting on? Let me know. Who do you think's really been dieting properly, training, getting enough rest? Who do you think has that grit, that dog in them to really let it get going? You know? All right. His name is Franchise for a reason. J. Ross is getting some votes. Fernando's getting some votes. I bet they all fall off the map, so you're betting on death on all of them. It might be. But ladies and gentlemen and everything in between, without further ado, let's get rocking. And we are off on, what is it? Devil's Chaos. We've never been on this map before, and Luck is getting the first move, followed by Ruma, followed by Felix. Luck and Ruma running into the first obstacle, but Ruma actually taking the lead. J-Ross shooting through, followed by Banky, followed by you. J-Ross and Banky, second trap. But right now, there's a difference between first, second, and third and the rest of the pack. Ecto trying to catch up. But we have you, J-Ross, and Banky right now trying to get a drop through a Swiss cheese looking funnel. J-Ross and Banky get the first drop. 1, 2 in reverse order. Banky leading J-Ross, followed by you, followed by Franchise. Banky going through the swirly turly, the second one of the day. J-Ross in hot pursuit. Luck and Ecto should be mentioned. Banky and J-Ross 1 and 2, gold and silver, currently battling it out. How do we see things going? Banky and J-Ross. Who's going to catch the reverse speed up? Uh-oh, someone died. Binford and Fernando dead. Those were tough votes. Banky stuck. You using the opportunity, using the misstep to catch the lead with Franchise. Franchise and lose, and you followed by Ecto. Uh-oh, you just died. Franchise and Ecto leading the race. Here we go. Let's get in here. Let's see what's going on and make sure there's no funny business in these pipes. What's going on in Devil's Chaos? Everything is very chaotic. Ecto and Franchise neck and neck. Luck just diving off of the chart for some reason. Ecto and Franchise. Huge shot. Where are we going? What is this map? We just got shot into a brick wall, and all racers and the announcer myself confused on where the hell we are going. Franchise and Ecto holding a steady lead over Banky and J-Ross, but it looks like this is turning into from a race map to a hellscape of sorts. Franchise currently in the lead, and it looks like we're about to get a little bit nauseous on the swirly twirly that is seemingly just going to go around and around and around. So let's check in on Banky, who is right there. Ecto taking the other path. Some people are going down, other people are going up. Ecto shooting into another Swiss cheese funnel, and somehow saved himself from death and ended up skipping half of the map. Ecto, we have not seen a move like that. J-Ross dead, somehow falling off the map. Ruma currently in second. Banky in third. Banky and Franchise still just forever and ever and ever. It's a bold choice to pick that, but let's see how that one pays out. Ecto now leading the race, skipping a good quarter of the map somehow and not paying the price for it. I like the dog in him. You have to be careful here because there are some springs. There are some trap springs. If Ecto catches one at the wrong time, he will be flung off the map. Is he timing it? Yes, no. How's Ecto going to do it? How's Ecto going to do it? And he dodges all of them. Can he make it through the final turnstile? Yes. Actually uses it to propel himself forward. Can Ecto make it? Folks, I don't see anyone in second. Ecto is the champion. How's Ruma doing? Ruma, good effort. Gonna get silver. Franchise gonna get bronze. What a race. What a race we have going, folks. Wow. Banky right there. I like the hustle in the finish. And Felix is the final one. we had 5 survivors. Ecto is the winner, and we also unfortunately had 5 racers who just did not make it. Just did not make it through the competition. That's a brutal one. Congrats to all competitors. Obviously, I apologize for the technical mishap with Twitter, but obviously I'm not the running Twitter, so clearly take it up with them. So, folks, please join me. Put your hands together. That was a good race from Ecto. So, folks, everyone on Discord, obviously, I'll be reaching out to you today just to get your information, to give you the codes and whatnot, this, that, the other thing. So just want to let you guys know all about that. And then, obviously, Ecto, I'm going to be giving you your cash today. And FFN accounts, Vanquish accounts, we'll make sure that we start the process for giving them out as well. Just a little bit of fun here on Payday Friday. Now, for me, I haven't made any trades on my options account yet today, which do I want to? Are we going to make a full recovery today, or what in the world is going on? 5-minute is bearish, 10-minute is bearish, 30-minute is bearish, 4 hours bearish, all on the Nasdaq. 5-minute is bearish but testing, 10-minute is bearish, 30-minute is bearish, 4 hour is testing. Are we actually going to reverse trend, going from bearish to bullish? Are people buying this dip? Mag 7 is saying no, we had hard selling and now we're going flat. S&P 500 is saying we had selling, then we had buying, systematic selling, systematic buying, and now no one really knows what to do. And we are getting back green on the day. I do have this long position. I am long on my smaller accounts at 640. My stop is at 49. I'm going to be moving those up to 59. And I ended up putting my profit target at 730 or 720. I'm front running this recent high at 29.30. I'm front running it by about 10 points because, hey, that's a 60-point trade. That's about, that's a good trade, honestly. I'm long at 40. No, that's an 80-point trade. That's 1.6K. If I make that, hell yeah, I'm stoked about it. That's a good trade. 80 points. I'm more than happy to take that. So if that locks in, I'm done with futures on the day. I made 1.2K on my quote unquote big accounts. Looks like I should hopefully, knock on wood here, make about 1.6 minus 200. So about 1.4K on my smaller accounts, as long as this isn't a shoulder head shoulder. But my stop's already in profit, obviously paying for that loss. So the worst case scenario is that they're break even on the day, which is, hey, sometimes that's just going to happen. But folks, yeah, there's a little bit of an issue with Twitter today. Other than that, things are leaning bearish, but maybe we're knocking on the door of a recovery. Obviously, I would say you have to be, if we fail right here, right? If it fails 75, I would say if it fails, I'm just looking at these recent swing lows, 61 on NQ. So I'm looking at 75 on ES. I'm looking at 61 on NQ. If we start to fail those levels, I would say we're making another trip back down to the intraday low. So I'm just going to set some alert there for myself. Other than that, if we take out the highs that we saw at 10:05 or something like that, that actually might be like a legit full-on recovery. So kind of interested in that as well. I'll be paying close attention, obviously watching options flow and all of that. Very quickly, before I let you guys go, shout out to FFN, code Goonie, 50% off, buy one, get one, and no activation fee. So you could get 2 accounts for $75 on Vanquish, 25% off, but then also buy one, get one. So it's you get a free reset. So 25% off, but then a whole nother account is free. So more than 50%. So great deals with code Goonie. Vanquish is for options. FFN is for futures. Check those out. They're in the description of the video. I kind of already gave you the rundown of what I'm looking at in the market today. Wow, the Russell's looking strong. Apple, nothing. AMD's looking strong. Amazon, not much. Google, not much. Nvidia, not much. Palantir, not much. Meta, no. Tesla's trying to catch a bid. TSM, not much. Broadcom, not much. In terms of individual equities, I'm not really seeing anything that's jumping out to me. Hut, maybe. CoreWeave, maybe. I hate Open. Qubits, maybe. Irene is up 9%. Rigetti. So quantum stocks are catching a bid right now, and small cap is catching a bid. How is gold looking? It did dip, but it's popping now. Silver, it did dip, but it's popping now. So we're kind of in that awkward point where we sold off, we've retraced 50%, and now the question is, where are we actually going? Hang on. I don't want to ditch you guys now because I might be able to lock this in and you guys could see officially pretty much all of my trades of the day. I just want to lock this bad mamma jamma in. Okay. Hopefully I can lock this one in on the show with you guys, and then you've seen it all. You've seen it all. Well, I guess I still have some options trading to do on the day. At a certain point, I need to make a decision here or there, but let's see. Let's see. Is this going to give me that little pop I want? I want 720. The recent high was 29. I'm front running it by 9 points, which in my book is quite a bit to front run it by. I just want to lock in the money. I guess I could go for the classic 100-point trade and go for 740. You could see I'm long here at 640. So let's just see. But I'm not moving it. I'm happy with that profit. Like I said, these are the smaller accounts. So this is a good way to get these guys started kind of out of the gate, especially as we're heading into a 3-day weekend. I don't necessarily want to go into the weekend with like unnecessarily undue stress for whatever reason. So if I can lock this in, that's a nice green day for me. I have 20. Oh, are we almost there? Are we almost there? Almost. What did we hit? We hit 19. So within 1 point. I was 1 point away. Is that going to be the downfall? Is that going to be the downfall right there? Oh, 1 point away. Here I was thinking front running the high of 29 by 10 points was good. Well, technically 9 points. But instead they front ran me by 9. Like, are you kidding me? Like, come on. Like, just how unlucky can one guy be? That profit target's been there forever, and they front ran it by 1 point on me when I was the one trying to front run other people by 9 points. No matter what I do, your boys just get in front run. Left, right, in the middle, it just seemingly doesn't break the way I need it to break. Like, that's some craziness. That's some craziness. Come on. Lock her in. Get it back up there. I wonder if I should move mine all the way up to 200. What's that difference? That's $400. So that eats into $400 of my unrealized drawdown. That's a bit of a bummer, but I guess 400 is better than 700. But what if it's just like a dip to 95 and then it bounces? Oh, this would have been so much better if it just locked in on that pop. If it just locked in on that one basic pop. And just so you know, if you're playing for VWAP, you still have some distance to go. It's all the way up here at 54.75, 754. So there's still another 45 points if you're playing for VWAP, which at this point, like, especially if the options flow is looking solid, is still very, very much in play. Very much in play. That's interesting. Do I think we could recover all the way there? Yeah, look at that. It puked below and then got all the way back up to the extended hours like session. That's the low and the high of the extended hours. We're right there at 700. The next interesting stop is 64, which is a slight overshoot of VWAP. I actually feel really good about this target. With all of that in mind, I guess the only thing that might mess me up here is if it's an immediate rejection right at the bottom of the extended hours trading, which is possible. It could puke out from here. But if there's any bit of a push, you're looking at 31, you're looking at 60, you're looking at 65. So I guess my only concern right here is the immediate rejection at this level, which is also 700. So as long as there's not so much aggressive selling in there and the buyers are still a bit enthusiastic, I should be A-okay. And I see people selling at 25 for the moment. I would prefer that there were buyers right here at 700. I'm not really seeing them, but whatever. My stop's in the green. I'm going to make money. It's just a question of how much money am I going to be making today. And other than that, obviously the big Apex accounts, I'm done with those today. And also the take profit, I'm done with those today. So 1.2K locked in on the 15 Apex and on the 3 take profits. And then on the other 5 Apex, I also now have a new Lucid account and I have 2 FFN accounts. So 5, 8 of those guys, I'm trading in a bit of a smaller, more conservative manner. No matter what, they're up 35, that's 700. So no matter what, they're up 500 on the day, but they might be up a little bit more if I end up hitting that profit target. So that's the situation. That's it on the day, folks. There you have it. I hope you have a beautiful Friday. Happy Payday Friday. I hope you enjoy your extended weekend. We're going to be posting some content instead of Sunday night. It'll be Monday night, kind of for a prep of the week ahead, just so you guys all know that. If you're watching on Rumble or YouTube, make sure you turn on those notifications, especially on YouTube. For some reason, people just don't get notified when we put out our videos. They do for streams, but not for videos. So if you enjoy the videos and kind of me more methodically breaking down the key levels and my trading plans, make sure you have your notifications on. Obviously, same thing over there on Rumble. Thanks for participating in Payday Friday. I'm sorry about the Twitter thing, but I'm not really, because I'm not in control of Twitter. So I actually thought the Discord thing was kind of fun. I've never done that giveaway stuff before, so it was cool to figure that out. What else? Other than that, I hope you make a shitload of money. I do. Remember, money is going to come from good risk management and from good size control. It's not this end all be all holy grail of like, hey, this is the system that I'm using and it's always making money every single time. There's no such thing as a system that makes money on every single trade. There's no such thing as an algorithm that controls the market. All of the stuff that those types of people pitch are completely full of shit. I promise you that. Please enjoy your extended weekend. Be safe. Have fun. And obviously, if you decide to not be safe, well, don't do anything that I wouldn't do, and you might as well make it worth it. So enjoy your weekend. I'll catch you back Monday night with the update video. We'll be streaming on Tuesday. Like I said, thanks for all the good vibes. We had a good day. We had a good week. I hope you make even more money, and I'll catch you later. Peace.